Hello my motor enthusiasts. As we hit the halfway mark of the Formula One season, the power rankings are shaking things up.
Oh, indeed. Max Verstappen's leading, but it's not been a walk in the park for him, has it?
Not at all, William. While he clinched 5 wins early on, the competition's really heated up in the recent rounds.
Speaking of stepping up, Lando Norris is on a stellar rise, isn't he?
Absolutely. That maiden victory in Miami and all those second-place finishes? He's definitely given Max a run for his money.
And what about Oscar Piastri? His progress this season has been quite impressive.
Right you are. From securing his maiden win in Hungary to consistently landing on the podium, he's making waves alongside Norris.
Now, let's not forget about George Russell outshining a certain someone at Mercedes.
Indeed, outqualifying Lewis Hamilton is no small feat. Russell's really come into his own this season, despite that hiccup in Belgium.
It seems like there's plenty to discuss with these rankings and performances. Shall we dive deeper into this season's dramatic twists and turns?
Let's do just that. Buckle up, folks, we're in for an intriguing ride through the highs and lows of this Formula One season. Hello everyone. This is Enzo, your guide to all things Formula One.
And I'm William, at your service.
You're tuned into F1 Motor Fever podcast. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay updated with all our latest episodes. Full throttle. We've seen a whirlwind first half of the Formula One season with Verstappen taking the lead early on. Despite winning 5 of the first 7 races, the last 7 haven't been as smooth for him, have they?
Indeed, the competition has really ramped up. The pressure from other teams is palpable, and it seems Verstappen and Red Bull might have a tough road ahead if they want to maintain their lead.
Absolutely, and then we have Lando Norris, who's not just chasing Verstappen closely but also critically analysing his own performances. His self-critique after the mishap in Belgium shows a maturity, doesn't it?
It does. That kind of self-assessment can really drive a driver to refine his strategies and come back stronger. And speaking of comebacks, Oscar Piastri's rise is noteworthy as well. From a solid start to challenging for podiums consistently.
True, but while it's impressive, there's always a concern. McLaren's internal dynamics and how they manage team orders could either make or break their season moving forward.
And let's not overlook George Russell outshining Hamilton at Mercedes. That intra-team battle could either spur them to greater heights or create tensions that might affect their performances.
Exactly, the second half of the season is set up to be as unpredictable as it is exciting. Despite the strong performances we've seen, the shifting dynamics suggest that anything could happen.
That unpredictability is what makes Formula One so thrilling. The strategies, the personal growth of drivers, and the technical adjustments by the teams will all play crucial roles. Let's see how it all unfolds.
The drama unfolding this season reminds me of the time I was at Silverstone, witnessing Hamilton snatch that emotional victory. The crowd's energy was electric, almost palpable. It's these moments that really make Formula One more than just a sport.
Oh, come off it. It sounds like you're describing a scene from a movie rather than a sporting event.
Well, the intensity you feel trackside is something else. It's not just about the racing, it's the whole atmosphere, the collective anticipation and reaction of the crowd. It truly adds another layer to the experience.
I suppose you're right. My apologies for scoffing. Being there in person does add a unique perspective to the race, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and it's these experiences that help us understand the passion behind every podium finish and every hard-fought point. It's what keeps the sport so thrilling. Looking at Alex Albon's situation with Williams, it's a clear demonstration of a driver making the most out of a challenging season. Despite the lack of car upgrades, his performance in races like Monaco and Britain was commendable.
Indeed, punching above the team's weight like that takes remarkable skill and determination. It's drivers like Albon who really bring depth to the narrative of the season, isn't it?
Absolutely, and it's exciting to hear about potential upgrades planned for the second half of the season. If Williams can provide a better package, we might just see Albon climbing higher up the standings.
That'd be a fantastic turnaround to watch. It goes to show, in Formula One, it's not just about the top teams and drivers. There's a whole layer of strategy, development, and personal grit involved across the board.
Exactly, and speaking of development, Red Bull securing Perez's place early for the 2025 season shows their confidence in his contributions. His scoring consistency has certainly played a key role this year.
It's these strategic decisions that set the stage for next season even as we approach the climax of the current one. The foresight teams exhibit in securing talent and planning upgrades can drastically alter their fortunes.
And as we head towards the concluding races of 2024, each team's approach to development and strategy will be crucial. It's going to be fascinating to see how the upgrades impact the standings and who really manages to make the most of the remaining races. William, why don't you have a butchers at some of the online chatter about a recent hot topic in Formula One?
Right, here goes. User Jamie Saville posted, quote, "Breaking, F1 face major investigation into Andretti rejection," unquote.
That sparked quite the discussion, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Starboard Port commented, quote, "Antitrust investigations in the US are ramping up faster than McLaren's lap times this year," unquote. And then, user Wing 3D quick back with, quote, "That's pretty quick," unquote.
A bit of humor there. What else have the folks been saying?
There's a deeper thread where user Sydney Vic comments, quote, "Thanks, Biden. No, really thanks, Biden. The old fella appointed a 34-year-old legal prodigy to head the Federal Trade Commission and she's been going after all the monopolistic corporations, particularly big tech," unquote.
Sounds like people are diving quite deeply into the implications of this investigation.
Indeed, and it doesn't end there. Belladonna Root had quite the analysis, saying, quote, "We'll see what happens. It could get interesting though. Anti-competitive practices against other businesses are taken quite seriously. In this case, F1 officially said they would consider new team entries if they met their bar. If Andretti failed to deliver and the denial was on technical reasons, then F1's fine. But if Andretti checked all the boxes, and F1 denied them anyway, F1 is going to be in extremely hot water," unquote.
Blimey, the language here's a bit ripe. I'd watch my tongue if I were them.
Quite right. And to add, Mookie Bombs noted, quote, "The reason this has picked up steam is because Liberty Media is already under investigation for their tactics with Live Nation and Ticketmaster. In the States, they believe in the three-strike rule. This is not going to be good for FOM," unquote.
It's fascinating to see how deeply the fans delve into the business side of things, not just the races and drivers.
Absolutely, Enzo. It shows just how passionate and informed the fan base is, doesn't it?
Thanks to everyone who's tuned into F1 Motor Fever podcast today. We've tackled some intriguing developments in Formula One, including the intense scrutiny around team entries and how this sport continues to evolve. We appreciate your engagement. Don't forget to subscribe and activate those notifications to keep up with all our discussions. Your support by sharing our content on your social networks or even in casual chats truly helps spread the word.
And hey, who knows what exciting twists the next race might bring? Make sure you're tuned in, you won't want to miss out. We're here, come rain or shine, bringing you the latest from the world of Formula One.
We're truly grateful for your listenership and can't wait to bring you more from the fast-paced world of motorsports.
So keep those comments coming, tell us your thoughts and theories, and let's keep the conversations lively. It's always a thrill to see what you all have to say.
Until next time, let's keep the energy high and the discussions insightful.
Exactly, and remember, whether you're on the track or tuning into our next episode,
Pedal to the metal, keep your gaze on the road, our channel's content is pure gold.